bit narrow leaving Titchmarsh at low water, but it's possible, so I'm told. Great facilities and good people too, I think. They even have a fuel barge, which is literally a barge. Awesome. Kind of picking my way through the moorings through what is a very narrow channel, very much unmarked. So I'm assuming that if I go alongside the front of all of these moorings, then there is room for these boats to swing around, and therefore room for my keel in front of them. That's only an assumption, but I am in 2 meters of water under the keel. It's worrying when you see that. Like, ah. I might go to the other side of these now. So if I get through this gap here, anyway, I'd rather concentrate than film, so see you on the outside. Do you remember when I said yesterday, if you look behind me and all you can see is sea and you wouldn't know there was trouble? That's the trouble. So I'm leaving now at low water, which is why I had to really concentrate. And well, it's exciting, really. It's a totally different landscape. Lovely places to walk your dog. Just like that fella there's doing. This lovely bit of footage came from Boat Moonlight, who I was following out of the marina at the time, and they sent it to me. Thank you so much. Marker there, I was there.
Yeah, that's Cayenne.
Yeah. And finally we come to the end and find the marker that I didn't find last night. Pie End. There you go. And that is the end of that little estuary. So now I'm going to hook a right, put the big white one away and get the big purple one up. Behind me here is Moonlight, and we just came out the estuary together really, so I could follow them out. That was really nice. And they were going way faster than me on the run in their beautiful gaff-rigged boat until they put their jibs up, and suddenly they went slower than me. So I found that very interesting. So I managed to overtake, obviously, and I've changed my mind about putting the purple up right now because the wind is just a little bit too far forward of the beam. Quick explanation: the beam is the side of the boat, and the purple one only really works if it's like 90 degrees, the wind is 90 degrees to me to round behind me. If it goes too far forward, all it does is push the boat sideways more than forwards. So I think we'll just stick with the white sails at the moment. Well, the wind dropped a bit, which was fine. Although it's at the wrong angle, I managed to get the purple. You can just see it hiding there under the sail. It is a bit tight, but I wasn't going fast enough. I needed faster. So I'm now doing 5.5 knots instead of 3.5. Brilliant. I can't come any tighter to the wind, and my next leg is tighter to the wind. But I've got about 7.5 miles before I need to do that. So I'll be taking it down in an hour and a half. You've got to think about it, like in an hour and a half. It's quite a long journey, that. I mean, I've got 8 hours left of this journey and I've only just set off. But look, over there in the distance is that tiny little boat, Moonlight, that is beating me. It's always a race, even if the other boat doesn't know it. Every now and then I see some amazing vessels, you know, sail trainers or I don't know, but big boats. So while you've been away, in the 30 seconds or less that this video took to do whatever I was doing. Shave my head. I've put the big purple away completely because now the wind is just on the nose. It's not supposed to be. Not according to the forecast, but you know, it is. So the engine's on, but I do have the sails up. Very closely hauled. But with the sails on the engine, I'm rocking around 5.5 knots, which is lovely. Oh, 6.1, that'll do. And I just got to be careful of this shallow bit that I'm going over here. So I'm keeping my eye on the depth. I've got 3.8 metres under the keel. That's not true, actually it's 3.2 metres under the keel because it touches at 0.6. Because I can't adjust it, it's supposed to be adjustable, but I bought the cheap Onwa, this thing down here. That thing, I didn't buy the fish finder version. I only bought the AIS version. I should have bought the X. If I've got X, I could have had radar, fish finding, and AIS. But I did not know at the time that I needed fish finding in order to do anything with depth, so I can't adjust my depth. And everything goes through that machine before it goes to everything else. Just the way it is. Lesson learned. I don't know if I recommend Onwa yet. It's good enough for a cheap budget, certainly good enough for AIS. If all you want to do is send a AIS signal, it's a great way forward. I'm wondering if I want to go through the wind farm. If I go through the wind farm, I don't have to beat into the wind 100% for a long time. There is a way through. Let's have a look. If I just go a straight line, make sure I go the other side of that, kind of gets me near enough. The only issue is here, there's a wind farm. Gets shallow in places. I get a bit too shallow. There is wind though. I mean, there is water. And none of that should I run aground. So do I do that instead of going down black deep? I don't know. I'm going to do some research.
Standard Britannia for the Coast Guard. Roger, if you could change to channel 670.
Gotta listen to Dover Coast Guard. I've got to do some research and find out whether or not you're allowed to sail through a wind farm. And then secondly, is it a numbnuts idea to do? Well, as it happens, a perfect wind shift means that I have not needed to go through. However, Skybird did go through, and I was watching them on AIS. I could see them. I thought, are they going to go through? And they just went straight through the middle. As you get closer, and as I saw Skybird next to them, Skybird didn't even come halfway up the yellow at the bottom. So have a look at that. Honestly, that was the best I could do on a moving boat with a silly zoom. Anyway, so and then the tips of the I'll have a sit down. The tips of the blades don't come even anywhere near the yellow, so you're going to get through in a 10-metre high mast yacht like I've got. But thankfully I didn't need to. The wind just shifted absolutely perfectly. It was unbelievably great, and it took me straight down this line here. So straight down there. The black line is where it thinks I've been, the yellow line is where I actually went. And then just got to avoid that bit of greenery. And that is, well, black deep, you can see it there. And then I can bear away from the wind. And because the wind has also got a bit lighter, maybe even put the purple up.
Sierra Papa Bravo 46. Dover Coast Guard, Dover Coast Guard, Dover Coast Guard.
Well, oh, he's responded. Let me just turn that down. I'll tell you what happened. Levanza is a Tradewind 33 who unfortunately has ran aground somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where. He called up Coast Guard. He went, UK Coast Guard, how can I talk to you? What is the nature of your discussion? I've run aground. So then there was a long conversation where he's just giving one word answers. So Dover Coast Guard is like, how many people are on board? But they do it properly. They go, Levanza, Dover Coast Guard, how many people are on board, please? Over. One. Levanza, Dover Coast Guard, and is your vessel taking on water? No. So I can only assume that the guy who is on Levanza was, you know, in a bit of stress situation. Sounded like it. But they've sent the lifeboat out to him, and now they're trying to get hold of him to tell him how long it will be before they come, and asking him questions. It's really good to know that the Coast Guard is out there. Thank you, Coast Guard.
Sometimes when I get the opportunity, in fact many times when I get the opportunity, I take a look around to make sure that I'm not in any immediate danger from any of the vessels, and I can sit back, relax, and maybe have a cup of tea at last. But then I don't actually relax. I might get a sip, might get a moment, then I'm having a look around, making sure that the boat is fine and the wind is in the right place, and I'll notice something needs changing. Sometimes it's a reluctant sip before I'm pulling on yet another rope. The reality is even though I am sat down, I'm not relaxed. I can't relax. I've got a journey to complete. But this type of not relaxed is my choice. When you live with Parkinson's, relaxation isn't as simple as sitting back and choosing just to close your eyes and relax. Persistent muscle twitching, tremors, rigidity, it means your body is constantly working, endlessly tense, even when all you want to do is unwind. I'm told it's exhausting, and I believe it. It's a relentless state that steals away life's quietest, most peaceful moments. We truly believe everyone deserves the relief of true rest. And through the pioneering research that Parkinson's UK funds, we are searching for groundbreaking treatments and therapies aimed at easing these physical demands. Our goal is simple: to give people living with Parkinson's back the opportunity to truly relax, unwind, and feel at peace in their own bodies. Would you join us in that? Would you donate at gofund.me/hall.moon.turn and make a difference today?
As I look out onto the horizon, I see one ship, and then a gap, and then another ship, and then a gap, and then another ship, and a gap, and then another ship, and a gap. Actually, when I looked at the screen, all I could see then was reflections, so I don't know what you saw. Here's a this game of Leapfrog, or Crossy Road, or whatever it's called. Crossy Road with boats. Assuming they are in the channel, I need to look, that they can't go out of, restricted by draft and all of that. So, alright, I'll play Crossy Road. Hey, no need to play Crossy Road, they're all at anchor. Okay, I moved my little cursor down to where one of them is, and I saw that they were all pointing in strange directions. I pressed the add button and it says it there, it says at anchor. Hurrah. I am, however, going to get very close to one of them. I mean, as I'm on autopilot and autopilot doesn't have eyes, I might have to do something about that. Look how close I'm going to get. I would say that was a bit too close to that green one. Not Skybird, Skybird is the blue one. Can't see the name of that green one because it's overlapped with another one. Anyway, I am aware, so I'll be there. There's a lot of water getting pumped out the side of that boat. It's at anchor, and I missed it by long enough. But not so far that my AIS didn't start shouting, going like, warning, you're going to hit a boat. I don't think I am. It's at anchor. Anyway, look behind me. You can see, well, another boat at anchor. That little line there is rather beautiful. I'm going to zoom in now and hopefully show it to you. It's not going to look good, is it? 10 times zoom. Can you see the beautiful sand? A nice sailing yacht. I mean, what time is it now? It's 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Full sun on the beach. I think it's called Whiteness, or it's north of Whiteness, and it might be called Botany Bay. Get your gin there, can't you? Anyway, it looks very nice. So if you're in this area of the world, on the hump, visit the beach. Yeah, I am definitely going against the tide right now. Look at how it is pushing on that. I did wonder about anchoring here. It's only 4 meters deep where I am. I thought if I anchor here, then I can just wait until the tide disappears. But then I realised it's actually only 5 miles until I'm there. And 5 miles at 3 knots is a lot less time than waiting for the tide to disappear. So I've decided just to go for it. It does look pretty. Maybe I will anchor. Quick check of the tides and times. It's going to be high tide exactly in 14 past 4, 25 minutes, and then the tide will turn in my favour, or at least not be as bad in my againstness, whatever. So pressing on. That place is something else. Wow. It's amazing the difference when you're on flat water, how much calmer life is. So I'm on Echo 21 here in Ramsgate, which is a berth I picked myself, because as you can see behind me there's just, pick a berth. And I picked this one because it was next to water and electricity. I now have to go and find the man and tell him where I am, and use the facilities. No idea where he is. Let's go find him. That rather nice looking naiad, that is Songbird. Explains why they were going so much faster than me. It's a very nice fast boat. Also in here today we heard Avanti shouting for help because he'd run aground. He's in here now. But Songbird said they were watching me on AIS, and according to their plot of where I am, I was in the rocks. I don't think I was quite in the rocks, but I'll have to have a look and see what my AIS settings are, because they were very not right. saying I'm only 5 meters long. I don't remember setting it to be 5 meters. I don't remember putting my length in at all, to be honest. Here I am. I've just found a blue box. There it is. You see the blue box? Don't think Doctor Who's in that, but that will get me into the facilities. So, thank you very much for watching. I am going to get a shower, have a break. Thank you to these people for donating to the cause. Just phone has lit up 2 or 3 times today whilst I've been sailing, which is great. People donating to help us fight against Parkinson's. So if you'd be happy to join us on that cause as well, that would be awesome. Details are on the bottom of the screen. Why am I finding croaky? I don't know. I hope that's nothing bad coming. Tomorrow is Dover, I think. See you there. Hey, here's a bit of an addendum. I thought I would start editing and finish that one. I got a visit from the harbour master, or the duty harbour master. He knocked on the boat. He says, "Are you sailing Free Spirit?" Yeah. I have just had an amazing chat with Gary and Joe, who came just to say hello. So thank you very much, and they gave me goodies, chocolate goodies. Thank you very much.